Have you ever looked at a coworker, someone who makes the exact same salary as you, and wondered how their financial life is so drastically different from yours? Maybe they seem to be struggling to make it to the next payday, while you have a comfortable cushion in the bank, or perhaps it's the other way around. You see them buying a new car or going on incredible vacations, and you're left scratching your head, wondering what magical formula they possess. The reality is, two people can earn identical six-figure salaries for their entire careers, and one can end up a multimillionaire while the other retires with next to nothing. This isn't because one was smarter or luckier, it's because wealth isn't just about the numbers on a spreadsheet or the size of your paycheck, it's about your behavior. These ingrained tendencies form what we can call your money personality, a kind of financial blueprint that quietly guides every decision you make, from buying a morning coffee to investing for retirement. In his incredible book, The Psychology of Money, author Morgan Housel makes a powerful point. Financial success is less about what you know and more about how you behave. This is why you see brilliant mathematicians and economists make terrible financial decisions, while ordinary people with no formal training build incredible fortunes. Your money personality is the engine that drives this behavior. It's formed by a unique cocktail of your upbringing, the financial lessons your parents taught you, and the economic times you've lived through. Let's talk about Sarah. She's a 35-year-old elementary school teacher, a profession not exactly known for its sky-high salaries. To an outsider, her life looks modest. She drives a reliable 10-year-old Honda, lives in a sensible apartment, and packs her lunch every single day. Her friends, who work in corporate jobs and make twice what she does, sometimes gently tease her for being so frugal. They don't understand why she doesn't upgrade her phone every year or join them on lavish weekend trips. What they don't see is Sarah's secret financial superpower. She is a natural-born saver. For Sarah, saving isn't a sacrifice, it's a source of security and control. Every time a paycheck hits her account, a significant portion is automatically transferred to her savings and investment accounts before she even has a chance to think about spending it. She finds genuine satisfaction in watching her net worth grow, month after month, year after year. The peace of mind she gets from knowing she has a robust emergency fund and a rapidly growing retirement portfolio is worth more to her than any designer handbag or fancy dinner. The strength of the saver personality is undeniable. Savers are masters of delayed gratification. They intuitively understand that the small, consistent financial decisions they make today will compound into a massive advantage in the future. While Sarah's discipline is admirable, the saver personality isn't without its own set of risks. A saver might neglect their health by avoiding a doctor's visit to save on the copay, or miss out on creating priceless memories with family because they can't bring themselves to spend money on a vacation. To improve, savers like Sarah need to give their money a job. By earmarking money for both long-term growth, investing, and short-term joy experiences, they can learn to see spending not as a loss, but as a calculated and rewarding part of a balanced financial plan. Now let's shift gears and meet Jake. Jake is a 28-year-old graphic designer with a great eye for aesthetics and a love for the finer things in life. He works at the same company as Sarah's friend and earns a very comfortable salary. Unlike Sarah, however, Jake's bank account is a revolving door. Money comes in and it goes out just as quickly. He has the latest smartphone, a wardrobe full of trendy clothes, and his social media feed is a highlight reel of expensive dinners, concerts, and weekend getaways. Jake is the quintessential spender. For Jake, money is a tool for immediate happiness and social connection. He gets a genuine dopamine hit from unboxing a new gadget or treating his friends to a round of drinks. He values experiences and social status in the here and now. The idea of stashing money away for a future that's 40 years away feels abstract and unappealing. Why save for a rainy day decades from now when it's sunny today? His philosophy is simple: you only live once, and he intends to live it to the fullest with no regrets. The problem is his lifestyle is funded by tomorrow's earnings. The spender personality isn't all bad, of course. Spenders are often generous, sociable, and know how to enjoy life. They aren't afraid to use their money to create memories and build relationships, which are invaluable parts of a happy existence. However, the dark side of this personality is obvious and dangerous. Spenders often live on the financial edge with little to no savings to fall back on. An unexpected job loss or medical emergency could be catastrophic. They are often burdened by high-interest credit card debt, which acts as a constant drag on their financial progress, forcing them to work harder just to stand still. Jake's pursuit of instant gratification is costing him his long-term freedom, The key for a spender is not to eliminate their nature, but to manage it with intention. The first practical step is to automate good decisions. Jake needs to make saving effortless and spending effortful. Another powerful strategy for spenders is to implement a 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase over a certain amount, say $100. This simple cooling-off period is incredibly effective at separating genuine wants from impulsive desires. Finally, Jake should incorporate the spender's strength, valuing experiences, into his financial plan. He can create specific sinking funds for the things he loves, like a travel fund or a new gadget fund. This approach doesn't take away the joy of spending, it just changes the timing. Our third personality is perhaps the most volatile of all, the risk taker. Let's call him Crypto Dave. Dave is a tech-savvy 30-year-old who is always chasing the next big thing. He sees the slow, steady path of traditional investing as boring and inefficient. Why wait 40 years to get rich when you can do it in 40 days? Dave isn't interested in a 7% annual return from an index fund. He's looking for a 100 times return. He dives headfirst into highly speculative assets like cryptocurrency, meme stocks, and risky startup ventures. For him, the thrill of the gamble is just as intoxicating as the potential reward. Dave's story is one of dramatic highs and devastating lows. A few years ago, he put a significant portion of his savings into a little-known cryptocurrency. For a few months, he was a genius. His investment skyrocketed, and on paper, he was worth a fortune. He started shopping for Lamborghinis and told all his friends he was going to retire by 35. He felt invincible, believing his intelligence and courage had allowed him to beat the system. As you might guess, Dave's crypto fortune vanished as quickly as it appeared. The market turned and his massive paper gains evaporated, leaving him with less money than he started with. He went from dreaming of Lambos to eating instant ramen. The strength of the risk-taker is their willingness to embrace opportunities that savers would run from. Sometimes calculated risks do pay off spectacularly. Many of the world's wealthiest entrepreneurs are risk-takers who bet everything on an idea and won. However, the weakness of the risk-taker is equally profound. They often confuse gambling with investing. They fail to diversify, putting too many eggs in one speculative basket. Risk-takers are susceptible to get-rich-quick schemes and often ignore the fundamental principle of risk management. For a risk-taker like Dave, the goal isn't to extinguish his ambitious spirit, but to channel it productively. The most effective strategy for this is the core and explore approach, also known as the barbell strategy. The core part involves putting the vast majority of his capital, say 80 to 90%, into a solid, diversified, and relatively boring portfolio. The remaining 10 to 20% can be allocated to his high-risk, high-reward ventures. The beauty of this strategy is that it puts a mathematical ceiling on his potential losses, while leaving his potential gains unlimited. If all of his speculative bets go to zero, he only loses a small, manageable portion of his total net worth. However, if one of his long-shot bets pays off and delivers a 50 times return, it can have a meaningful positive impact on his overall wealth. At the end of the day, whether you lean towards being a saver, a spender, or a risk-taker, the most important takeaway is this: awareness is power. You cannot begin to build a better financial future until you understand the psychological forces that are currently shaping your decisions. Recognizing your dominant money personality is the critical first step. It's like getting a diagnosis. Once you know what you're dealing with, you can create an effective treatment plan. The real path to financial well-being lies in blending the best qualities of each personality while mitigating their weaknesses. You want to learn to save with the discipline of Sarah, enjoy life with the generosity of Jake, and take smart, calculated risks with the courage of Dave. Take a moment to reflect on your own habits. When you get a bonus, what is your first impulse? To save it, spend it, or invest it in something risky? Answering that question honestly will tell you a lot about your financial DNA. Once you identify your primary tendency, you can start implementing the strategies we've discussed. If you're a saver, challenge yourself to allocate a small portion of your money to experiences. If you're a spender, automate your savings so you don't have to rely on willpower. If you're a risk-taker, build a solid core portfolio before you explore. By understanding your money personality, you can stop fighting against your own nature and start working with it. You can build systems and habits that play to your strengths and protect you from your weaknesses. This self-awareness is the most valuable asset you will ever own, and it's the true foundation upon which lasting financial freedom is built. The journey starts today, with a simple look in the mirror. Your money personality isn't fixed. Awareness changes everything. Smash like if you're a saver and comment spender if you're related to Jake. Don't forget to subscribe for more money psychology deep dives. Remember, building wealth isn't about complex formulas, it's about understanding yourself.